Back in late November 2024, I decided to get a head start on my Christmas shopping. I was 18 at the time, wandering through Walden Galleria Mall in Buffalo, enjoying the festive decorations and the holiday buzz. There's just something about the mall at Christmas. The lights, the music, the energy that makes shopping feel exciting. By the time I'd stopped at Victoria's Secret, Zara, and Sephora, my arms were full and my shopping bags were piling up. I had gifts for my family, a few treats for myself, and the typical holiday fatigue. I needed a short break. I found a bench near the mall's enormous Christmas tree and sat down, watching the last shoppers trickle out as closing time approached. That's when a man sat next to me. He started with a harmless joke, which made me laugh. At first glance, he seemed harmless. Older, probably in his early 60s, thin, almost like a lean Santa Claus. We exchanged small talk for a few minutes. He mentioned he had been visiting the mall since it opened, and that he worried it might close soon. Then, out of nowhere, he pulled out his phone and showed me a photo of a young woman, saying she looked just like me. I didn't see any resemblance. She looked nothing like me or him, and honestly, she seemed around my age, while he could easily have been her grandfather. I decided it was time to leave. I said goodbye and walked away, keeping my head down. I didn't look back. The drive home was short, only about 10 minutes, but as I entered our cul-de-sac, I received a message on my phone. AirTag found, moving with you. My heart sank. Someone had slipped an AirTag into my bag. Panicked, I didn't pull into the driveway. Instead, I looped around the block to investigate. Using my phone, I triggered the AirTag's sound and found it beeping from one of my shopping bags. My stomach turned. I threw it out the car window, then rushed home, praying the man wasn't following. Inside, I locked every door and called my brother, Cody, who was out at the University of Buffalo. His advice only made me more anxious. If anyone came to the house, call him immediately. I tried to calm myself in the living room, but then it happened. The doorbell rang, followed by 3 loud knocks. I tiptoed toward the door and froze when a muffled voice spoke through the glass. "Hey, Ashley, I think you might have my AirTag." It hit me instantly. It was him, the same man from the mall. He had deliberately planted the tracker in my bag and followed me home. Even as he assured me it was an accident, I didn't believe him. He had seen my house. That was all he needed. I called Cody again. At first, he thought I was joking, but when he realized I was serious, he said he was on his way. I glanced at the door, hoping he had left, but no. Moments later, the same voice came from outside a window. I love it when they play dumb. I looked and saw him pressed against the glass, smiling. He tapped the window, whispering, "Don't pretend you don't know I'm watching you." Terrified, I retreated to the office, away from windows. Minutes later, Cody arrived. We checked. The man was gone. The police came, searched, and filed a report, but no traces were found. The AirTag incident had thrown me into a legal maze that was far more complicated than I expected. Weeks passed without incident. Looking back, I still shudder thinking about that photo he showed me. Was it just a random picture, or something more sinister? I hope it was the former. The lesson? Even a routine mall trip can turn into a nightmare. Stay aware, trust your instincts, and never ignore a stranger who seems innocent.